Hey, everybody, and welcome to Nerdsplaining Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Da Silva. With me, as always, is my co-host,
What's
Jose
going on,
Romero.
brother? Happy Thursday. Happy Nerd Thursday. It's always Nerd Thursday.
Happy Happy Nerds Day.
There you go.
Happy
That
Nerds Day.
works. Yeah, that's good. It's always
Uh,
Nerds Day, though.
Yeah, look, if we can name a day after Thor, then you're a nerd. So Nerds Day it
Fair
is.
enough. I was just thinking because, that's Peacemaker Day, so I guess all we get geeked
I
out.
mean, it's another good
Of
day,
course.
too. I mean,
Hello.
listen, we are very lucky. We are very lucky this week, back-to-back great episodes again. We are a lot of fun stuff to talk
Yes,
about.
yeah, absolutely. We got episode 2, season 2.5 of Mandalorian, so it's very, very exciting. And yeah, some Peacemaker, which we'll get to it. But yeah, something else in man before we get started with this week's Nuggets, man. What's on your mind?
Yes, yeah, man. This has been a story that I've been kind of like processing, thinking about it, and you may have heard about it. It's about a school board in Tennessee that this library school board and for the school, and they decided they're going to pull the comic book mouse out of the school system because the ideas are offensive, and and to all the people who are offended, I say this from the bottom of my heart, go fuck yourself, you shitty cocksucking pieces of garbage. I don't mean cocksucking in a homophobic way. I mean cocksucking like you're so sad you don't even let yourself enjoy the opposite sex if you're attracted to. You rather blow somebody else. He goes, I don't deserve to be happy. I mean that kind of cocksuckers because that's what you are. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, my black hate-filled heart. And it's a hatred for stupidity. I'm sorry that the Holocaust offends you. Guess what? Nobody liked it. Most of us also feel offended at the idea. And the reason we feel that way is because we know what happened, because we have stories that tell us this is what it was like. So yeah, go fuck yourself. If it's offends you so much, make sure it doesn't happen again. And then you don't have to hear it except this one
Yeah,
time.
and it's,
Or else
it's been happening a lot. It's funny because this caught fire because I didn't hear about it until the whole thing with Whoopi Goldberg and her what are ridiculous comments that she made, and obviously it came about because they were talking about mouse and all that. And she just what an idiot. It happens, whatever. It is what it is. Ignorance is all over the
seriously.
place. It is what it is. But we're not going to talk about that. Let's focus on mouse, right? Because that's what everything is saying because of that. They got into that, and then she made some stupid comments, and it is what it is. You guys, if you hadn't heard about it, go read
thing,
it.
man.
We put Whoopi Goldberg. She's gonna be flying everywhere on the internet.
Right, but it's all about this comic book, which was written about a guy whose grandfather survived the Holocaust, was an internment camp, and told him about it, and so he made his graphic novel about how the Nazis were cats and the Jewish people were mice and what they had to suffer, and it is sad, it is breathtaking, it is immersive storytelling. It is compelling in a way that it almost makes it worse because it's so innocent looking in terms of like cats and mice design. But it really one of the most powerful. Like you got to understand, before comic books were cool, and it was like, oh, you read Superman because you're a baby, and you're like, no, he's got good morals. Whatever, stupid. Like that's how it was. Like Mouse was the stuff we would turn to. Like, but we had Mouse and Watchmen, and people were like, oh fuck, that is right. That's pretty good. So like it bothers me to a core where the thing that helped legitimize my fandom is now being attacked for being offensive when it was what caused it to be hailed for in the first place. Because on top of everything else, comic booky, it's a brilliant, sad, and honest story, and stuff like that really bothers me. So I say, if they want to keep things out of libraries, always whenever they try to ban something that they don't want you to know about, there's an 85% chance that is awesome. So knowledge is power. Enjoy this kind of stuff. But I say, instead of it having to on a graphic novel, now that there's so much attention on this thing, I say maybe now is the time to spin Mouse into a movie, a TV series. Like
I
what do
think
you
it'll work
like?
as a limited series. I think it'll be kind of interesting, animated. Yeah.
Oh, a
Yeah.
limited series, yeah, like sort of like Sweet Tooth in that sense, where you have time to build
Right,
the world
exactly. Because
and
yeah,
experience it. You know what I
2
mean?
hours. Oh man, maybe you could make a story out of it, but I think
I mean, unless it's Batman, you want to do three.
right. Well, you but yeah, I think I got like a limit, like 8 episodes, 8 to 10, like Netflix. This is
Ooh, that'd
up
be good.
Netflix's alley. I think this kind of is kind of
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I mean, now would you do it animated, or would you kind of want to go to sort of like a CG 3D, kind of like almost realistic looking? What would you
I
shoot
think
for?
I think animated. Well, maybe I think animated will work. I mean, either one will be good, to be honest with you. I think animated kind of captures kind of the feel of that time,
Of the
right? You know what I'm
pages.
saying?
I
Right.
feel the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Because I feel like if you make it 3D, it'll almost be a little
Right.
too
Too
real, and
slick, and
then
yeah,
there,
something
yeah,
out of it will will take something out of it. I mean, it's hard for me to explain, but if those who read
you
it
don't
will
want
kind of understand what we're
somebody,
talking about. I think.
you don't want somebody intoxicated telling Netflix, "Hey, recommend something to me," and they're like, "I didn't know Cats was filmed in Schindler's List. This is very confusing. All this is
It's a
strange
black
to
and
me."
white
Yeah,
one red mouse
you
running
don't want.
around. This is
Yeah, you don't want. It's very like all the messages are being confused at that
yeah,
point. You don't
yeah.
want
I
to
think
stick, stick to the message.
an interesting style of animation could work more than the
Yeah,
3D CGI kind of
yeah.
deal, right?
Very stylized. You don't want something
No,
kind
no,
of
no, no,
run
no.
of the
Yeah,
mill. You
something
want something.
stylized that kind of captures the tone and the mood of what. I mean, this is about Nazis. This just Holocaust is what this is, right? So I think that will make sense.
All right. So okay, dream pitch. It's a TV series. It is 8 episodes. You get to pick the producer, the writer, head writer, or writer of the whole thing, writer, and the director, the majority director. So in the vein of good or bad, Boba Fett or Peacemaker, where there's a primary director for overall. They set the tone, but also good or bad, like Boba Fett. You have like you have a John Favreau writing scripts. You have Dave Filoni and John Favreau's producers, or you got a James Gunn as writer director. Like who is you don't have to say cast unless you got like oh
No,
fuck I know.
cast. No, I
But
got the
if you
cast.
get
I
a
got to think about
writer,
that takes time.
director, and a
But
producer, like what would you do? What would be your
director
goal?
Robert Rodriguez. No, I'm just joking. I will probably say
Man, listen. If you want the Holocaust to feel like it's taking forever,
there you go.
Robert
That
Rodriguez
he's
is
your
your
guy.
guy.
I would
He's your guy.
say Peter Jackson producing. He's got a lot of clout,
Ooh,
right?
that's good.
And writer
Yeah,
director, particularly animated.
it could be too different or the same one.
No,
Your
I'm gonna
call.
do writer director the same. I'll do Guillermo del Toro. I think he's got.
Ooh,
I'm thinking of him because he's got an animated
yeah.
project, the Pinocchio, coming out, which looks kind of interesting on Netflix. I think this will be yeah,
Really?
yeah, yeah. And
You know
there's
that?
like a quick trailer with this him. It just shows Geppetto. Looks like a caterpillar. Looks interesting. But it's got an interesting
Okay.
animation style, right? And that's what I'm talking about with Guillermo del Toro. He bring that kind of flair, and he's done something like
Okay.
that, somewhat. What is it? Pan's Labyrinth. With some of
Yeah.
that stuff.
Or even if you just saw Nightmare Alley, he knows how to make like
Right, yeah,
haunting,
exactly, and
dark
with
choices.
his
Yeah.
vision
So
and who kind of create an interesting world, I think he'd be a great pick for that. I would love to see something like that by him. Yeah,
that's really interesting. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. All right, mine's a little different. Okay, mine's a little different. Uh, Executive
oh, executive.
producer
Ooh.
on this. I well, yeah, I want a vision on the. So here's,
Okay.
but it's gonna be bold. Okay, executive producer Steven Spielberg
Fair.
because
Yes,
he's old
absolutely.
hat on this. He knows what's gonna
That's fair.
make it. Okay.
I like it.
Okay, and then I should think this should be a team of writers, but head writer, um, huh, okay, head writer, I
Michael Bay or
guess
something?
I
No. Okay.
would go. No, no, come on. Maybe he gets to direct
No,
an
no, he does
episode,
not get direct an episode. Sorry,
but
it's not
but
happening. Ever,
he gets to
ever.
direct the
Nope.
last episode when Allied forces come in because then it just gets bananas.
Oh my god.
The tank turns into a
For
robot.
every state's gonna ban this for sure if he directs this. Nah,
Oh man,
it's
listen.
disaster.
I'm gonna be hailed as a genius until the last episode when they just shit the bed. I do not stick the landing at
But
all.
anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
So okay, so
Sure.
Steven Spielberg producer, okay, and for head writer, I was thinking about this for a long time. I think, hmm. I'm trying to remember the writer's name. I'm drawing a blank. I can't believe it. I'm drawing a blank
For
on recorded here. You know what? Okay, you know what? Okay, real fast. Head writer, controversial pick, but I think it's gonna add just the right level of oomph to everything. How about Quentin
That'll be interesting.
Tarantino, head
I
writer? Because he's gonna make it funny to break the tension, which is like how the mice survive, is those little inside jokes. But then he knows how to make it really fucked up real
Yeah,
fast,
yeah, I'm okay with that. I
and
think
you
him as
be
a writer
compelled.
will work at more than a director.
As a writer,
Director is not
right?
going to
Only,
work, but a
only as a
writer,
writer.
I think,
Only as a
yeah,
writer. Only as a
I
writer.
can dig that. That's a good choice, actually. It's an interesting choice. Yeah,
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 I think it's the kind of thing where he would pick and choose his moments in the script to really make the to make it feel for us. He'd make them feel like
yeah.
people. Like these mice are gonna feel like people that you know. So when the shit goes sideways,
I like
it
it.
just
Indeed.
rattles
Yeah,
you.
it's good.
Okay? All right, and I guess if I had to choose a lead director on this thing, you know what? Could I call on somebody who's currently doing TV right now, or this is like
Whoever.
I'm gonna just for this project
It's
you're
your
coming
choice,
in?
dude. This is your director.
Okay, all right. You know what? I'm. This might seem like a controversial choice or kind of easy, but I get Jon Favreau, man. I feel like this guy gets how to
Okay,
make projects
look.
work. You know what I
He's
mean?
good. He's a good director. People forget about that, but he's a
He's
good
a good
director. He is. He's
director,
done good
man. Like
stuff. Yeah,
I watch it. Like I watch this stuff, and I was
yeah.
like, Jesus Christ! Like you look at the precedent that he set for the Mandalorian. That now that is the standard for like good. Like it's just like look at what he did with Iron Man and Marvel. He set the standard for like this is how we make it work. He just knows how to put a project together, man. From Swingers on to this, like
Yeah.
it's so good. I have to give it for Favreau for director. Could you imagine Favreau directing a majority of the episodes that would lead writer Quentin Tarantino put together, all produced by Steven Spielberg? So this is going to be an adherence that we're going to make
I
this
think yeah, I
real
think you give one
and
episode
good.
to
And
Tarantino since he's writing. Throw him a bone.
yeah,
You know,
Mike,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah. What if fuck Michael Bay? Tarantino gets the last episode, and it gets all
I'd
Glorious
be more
Bastards.
okay with
It
that.
goes,
Well, anybody would be better than Michael Bay. I think Robert Rodriguez over Michael Bay. That's a sad statement, but it's true. Um, you know, maybe
that's a
no.
solid line.
Well, I take it back because I think that scene going back to the Boba Fett, that stupid speeder whatever that Vespa scene,
The
that
mob
done
bikers.
by Michael Bay would have been 100 times better. Would have been ridiculous, but I'd rather
That's
have
true. You know
ridiculous
what?
and
I will
fast
give you
and
credit.
slow and boring. At
That
the end
would
of the
have
day.
been that would have been
Yeah, I
100%
hate to admit it,
better.
but
You're
it
absolutely
is
right.
what
No, I
it is.
think
What
you're
it
right.
is.
I think Michael Bay. Everybody gets one.
There you go. You get the little
Congratulations.
scene. You
did
get a
it.
quick scene and get the
You
fuck
got
out.
one.
That's how we look at it.
That's it. You only direct that sequence, and you drink a beer and you
That's
smash it
all he
around and go,
can
oh,
do.
hey, that's it.
Kick Rodriguez
That's how
to the
you do
curb
it.
for just a quick 10-minute scene there. Yeah, but that's
Can I stick the
you're
landing?
done. That's
No,
it.
you're
That's all
done.
you get.
You're on
You're
it.
lucky to get that. I'm a little bonus. All good. You know, he's a Star Wars fan. I'm okay with it. But yeah, so that was an interesting story, which led to so much. It's funny that the whole thing with Goldberg overshadowed what was going on, which is the sad thing. You know, everybody talked
really
about
is.
that, not what was going on. Whatever. It is what it is. Yeah,
I know. It's such a bummer.
We blame you. Hey, we blame Whoopi. It is what it.
You know what? Whoopi has to do a voice on the
Oh
series.
my God. We'll get her. We'll get Roseanne Barr, and we'll throw in
Mel
Gibson,
Gibson.
a little Gina Carano, maybe put her in there. An all-star cast here. Great. And Pedro Pascal. But that would be interesting. On to the Nuggets here. On that glorious note, there.
Oh man, this is probably one of my favorite cold openings for the whole series.
Oh my God, what a great show that would be, directed by Tarantino. That small nugget here to start with, just real quick. I won't spend too much time on this, but we talked about Moon Knight a couple weeks ago. Maybe it was the last show, 2 shows ago. I know you're excited, but they talked to Oscar Isaac, and I didn't know this, but apparently this is going to be, and he confirmed it's a limited series, not going to be multiple seasons. So that's interesting.
Well, I mean, I could totally see that because you can't get Oscar Isaac in for a long-term series.
I mean,
but
I guess you can. I mean, Tom Hiddleston does it.
I mean, here's the thing. I do feel the reason why he's doing this is because they have a really big idea for a Moon Knight movie, and so they're like, instead of doing a movie where we have to introduce him and set him up, let's do a series, take your time, and then go in hard.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure he's gonna be in either in addition to someone else in a movie, maybe Blade or whatever, or who'll get his own thing.
The
I guess
Midnight
it
Suns,
just
like I
depends
said.
how good this is, right? I'm sure they're waiting on
Right.
that. But no, even if it doesn't do well, I'm sure we still see this character somewhere. But I caught that. I'm like, oh, I didn't expect the limited series, to be honest with you. So that's
I
interesting.
mean, most of these Marvel shows have been
I mean,
limited
the
series.
Wanda
They don't announce
was.
it, but
I know. Well, Hawkeye. I think will be another season. I don't know. I'm not
uh,
sure. Loki,
I
you know,
mean,
is two. Obviously, I think Falcon.
yeah. But
I'm
like
sure.
David said about Falcon and Winter Soldier is essentially Captain America 4, so I don't think they're going to come back for another
Right. I mean, it's
series.
possible, but it's just yeah. But it's just kind of curious. For some reason, I wasn't even thinking about that. But yeah, he's confirmed that, so that's a little nugget there. Not a big deal. Um, this is an interesting one because we need some nurse planning here on this one. So we've been hearing about this forever, right? They not totally forgot, Sony and they're doing their Spider Verse or whatever they're doing, and we got the Venom obviously and Morbius coming out, and they talked about Craven, and now and they did mention a couple years ago about Madam Web, right? But we kind of forgot about it. It was kind of thrown on some rock somewhere, and finally it resurfaced because obviously it's moving forward because they're talking casting, and they got Dakota Johnson. Well, she's in serious talks, negotiations, which means it's a wrap. Usually it's not like 99% chance she signs the dotted line. It could change, but
Right.
even if it changes, obviously they're in the process of hiring somebody, right? I'm sure they got plan B in the pocket in case she says no. But yeah, so Dakota Johnson, which is an
Right.
interesting choice. I like her, but it's not when I envision Madam Web. I
Yeah.
don't think her because Madam Web. I don't know the character very well. And I'll let you explain what she is. But I said she's a much older character. Am I wrong in that?
Yeah. Well, yes, you're right for the most part. There was a recent sort of passing of the mantle to a younger
Okay.
character. But overall, if you're a fan of Spider-Man, Madam Web first showed up in the late '70s. If you're a fan of Spider-Man because of the cartoon series, you may recognize her as one of the magical Deus Ex Machina characters. Where coming and goes, Spider-Man, I've come, and she's an old lady, and she's got a blindfold, and she's like in a chair that has ornate sort of like legs, so it looks like a spider. And she's like, we need your help in the universe," and she sends him to the universe. So Madam Web is essentially the protector of the web of life and a connection to multiverses. She was essentially, for all intents and purposes, like the Doctor Strange for
I've heard
Spider-Man's
that
corner
right.
of the
That
universe.
comparison. Yeah.
Right, because she whenever there's like a big, let him know. Whenever there was a big magical quest because of something connected to something that he can't even understand, she put him into place. It was that kind of thing. Oddly enough, Madam Web and Doctor Strange never had a lot of connections with each other, but they essentially served the same purpose for Spider-Man's world.
Does she have does she
And
in the comics she just shows up or she has her own run and does she even have like enemies she fights? I mean, how I'm just
she
trying to think.
no, she
Yeah.
that's the
Okay.
thing. She's always been a
Huh.
supporting
That's what I thought.
character. Like there's never, yeah. I mean, maybe there's been a time where like someone's tried to kill her for her powers, but it was never like, oh, it's my arch
Right.
nemesis. It
Okay.
was like this fucking guy,
Huh.
you know. So
That's
yeah,
interesting.
it was never so. So making it Dakota Johnson, you're either going to introduce Madam Web as like Madam Web year one, how she got her powers and learn everything, or you're going to do the old Madam Web is dying and passing the mantle to the new version, which in the comic books, when Dan Slott was doing the Into the Spider-Verse storyline, and the Madam Web with that storyline, she died, but she passed her powers on to, I believe, it was the second Spider-Girl. So Spider-Girl 2 got the powers and she became the new Madam Web. So that, what I believe of her, if it's not, I know it's not Jessica Jones, who's like the original Spider-Woman, because I think it was one of the Spider-Girls that got it. She became the new Madam Web, and she was like protecting the web of life, which helped spawn like the Web Warriors, which eventually became versions of the Spider-Verse in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoon on Disney XD, which is essentially what inspired Into the Spider-Verse now. So it's all connected. But yeah, so maybe they're gonna have her appear in the Spider-Verse movies as sort of like a connection point, because Madam Web would work in perfectly to a Spider-Verse
Right.
storyline. And maybe by casting her, they're also guaranteeing that she's done the voice work for, like, maybe not this one, but the second one, because there's a part two. They said it's part one, so there's gonna be a part two.
All right. For Into
So
Spider-Verse. Right. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. So maybe by casting her now, you're guaranteeing her appearance in the next episode. So it's a multi-picture deal.
Yeah.
It kind of would
I mean,
make
it's always
sense, especially if
multi-picture
this
deal
is
with yeah. That's how they wrote. Yeah, they signed at least
exactly.
3 or 4 films. This
So
is standard. But yeah, so I mean, yeah, it looks like they might go on doing a different take on her because if you're making a movie just of her, she has to be able to fight. You kind of a super. I mean, I,
the the only way is one way or the other. You would have to structure it like
yeah.
passing of the mantle. Like the original Madam Web is dying, and she found Dakota Johnson, and it says, "Here, you're the new
Right,
Madam
I would
Web."
assume she'd be able to have some
It's
power to
that
let
kind
her
of thing.
fight or whatever. Because I can know Madam Web, she's sick or whatever she was suffering. I think it's suffering from something, right? It's just what is this? Myasthenia gravis. I don't know what the hell that is. It was connected to life support system that looked like a spider web. At least is what it says here. So she's suffering from something. The elderly woman anyway.
Well, I think she was initially suffering from that, but like once she became Madam Web, she really was. I mean, she was
Okay.
blind; she couldn't see. Tricky thing to do with this character because
Sure.
you're essentially blinding her because she has psychic
Yeah.
powers of like a crazy multiversal scale. So how do you do that? Like think about it. It was I think it's a hard enough sell to say, hey, there's a lawyer who's blind, but his other senses essentially let him see
Right.
the
And he's
world, but
younger. He
just in
can
like
fight. So
echoes.
viscerally, he can do something cool with that. Right. So I think they may go
Right.
that. I
So
mean, they
how
may
do
go
you
that route with it.
because
I'm thinking they're gonna go something more like that, make her more of a hero. I that's what I'm guessing, but it will make sense, right? It'll be more appealing to see a
right.
movie. See an old woman who's blind. It just doesn't work. I don't know. It doesn't sound like if she's a side character. Then yeah, you're right. But this is a whole
Yeah.
own movie, so yeah, I think they're gonna go a way different direction, which I guess is cool. I mean, whatever they can, mix it up. Why
I
not?
hope so. I mean, listen, everyone right now is high off the No Way Home
Sure.
supply. So everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is the greatest movie ever. We're gonna print money with anything Spider-Man." So what's gonna happen because Sony does this is that they're going to greenlight like seven Spider-Man
But that was their
projects.
plan. I mean, obviously, there's other movies like
But
Morbius is coming out. It should have come out a couple years ago, but whatever. But Craven's already was announced before. This was announced way back, so that was always their plan. I think now,
I feel like before they were gonna do maybe like two a year. I think they're gonna go like four up front, and it's gonna
maybe I don't
overcrowd the
know. It
market, and
depends.
they're
I'm
gonna
not sure
start
what the
hitting some
plan is as far
pops.
as long term, but at least they're kind of taking the time now, which is fine, right? They gave us Venom, that worked. Yeah,
I
Morbius,
appreciate that.
okay,
That's one of the reasons why I'm excited to see
yeah,
Morbius because they took their
yeah,
time with this one. So like this is their first foray in after Venom. Venom was the big risk. Venom paid off, so now they're doing Venom
sure.
now Morbius. So I think one every 2 years you're kind of, but it's if every
No,
year
I
it's
think it's probably
another
every 2 years. Yeah,
one.
yeah.
It's all tangent. I feel like it might be a little like that might lead to some sort of at least Spidey fatigue or at least fatigue for accelerated
I mean,
characters instead
I
of the
think one
principal
year
one.
could
I'm
work.
just
I
saying.
mean, Craven, I don't know. They haven't slated that release, but I don't know if it's next year or not. It's not. Obviously, it won't be this year, obviously, but I'm thinking next year, maybe at best. And this one, they just cast, so this is gonna be 2 years out, at least 2 years out. Yeah, special effect. Yeah, this is not.
Okay.
This
Right.
starts filming. It's gonna start filming late this year, maybe next year, and 6 to 8 months in post. Yeah, this is
Yeah.
2024 easily as far as Madam Web. So whatever, that's fine. But it's interesting though. I like give us a different take on the character. Now I'm really curious to see what direction they take with this one. So
Yeah.
the other one, this one here is Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Apparently, there's been reports that the first script has been submitted for review. So obviously they are going. Well, it hasn't been greenlit. They're looking at scripts, but obviously the idea is to make a sequel. Why wouldn't they? This made $1 billion. Of course they're gonna make a sequel. Obviously. So I'm curious, man, because I mean, what does a sequel to this look like? Honestly, like what would you want to see? Did you want to see this connected to
Oh,
anything, or just kind of
I
keep it the same? Like is this his story, his world, and whatever?
I want. So remember how we talked about the the brilliance of Joker was that it wasn't until the end of the movie where you realize it was all garbage, a dream he was having
Right.
because he's a Joker, and that's why he says like, "What are you laughing?" Like, "Oh, you wouldn't get it," because I just imagined an entire origin story for fun, and I thought, "Would it be cool if I was like this?" Like the only way I could, or as a sequel to all that same level, is you would have to have essentially the movie is him making his Harley Quinn.
Interesting.
and him psychologically breaking down and torturing a woman and making her think it's love. And then she helps break him out of Arkham. And right when they're about to escape, he pushes her, and and so she gets arrested. She goes to jail, and she's like, and that's when I realized this is my last lesson. I needed to learn that it's all a joke. So when he comes saves me, we can just start going back to having a good time. So it's like it's the final taken as a betrayal of her realizing, oh, this guy's a piece of garbage, and she's like, no, that's how I know he loves me.
That's interesting. They're Harley Quinn action. At least this version of this world.
This
That could
version
be
of Harley Quinn,
interesting. Actually, yeah.
And it's him literally mentally fucking her over and break psychologist to Harley Quinn.
That's interesting. That's actually a pretty good take. I like that. Yeah, you're right. I think something like that will work. I don't want to see this. Don't give us Batman, nothing like that, right? That's what made the
No.
first one kind of cool, right? It wasn't
Uh-huh.
that. There was his own story. Yeah, it's in the world of Batman. We get it, whatever. But it was established in the end, obviously, with Bruce Wayne and all that. But
The movie could start with him recovering from the beating he got from Batman from his last escape. And that's why they're going to make sure he never escapes again. And they've assigned this young psychologist who's like been making waves in the criminal psychosis world with her latest paper on blah 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 blah. So she's gonna come in.
I like that. Take away the Batman. I mean, just him and Arkham alone. That I don't like. I wouldn't need like him get beat up by Batman. Because remember, Batman's just a kid, so he wouldn't even have to fight him.
No, that was according to that origin. That's not the truth. So you don't know how old Batman is, and you never see Batman. What I'm saying is, the movie starts off with him recovering from the beating he got from. You never even see it.
For me, I just rather leave Batman out of it. But whatever. I mean, I agree. You could leave Batman out of it, but if I had to have Batman, there's got to be a Batman reference. I mean, you can
got to be established as Batman.
Kind of danced around it. Yeah,
it's
just enough to make you think it's still
like
Gotham,
like
this world, Batman, but nothing to really.
Yeah. You get been beaten like physically. You dangerous, whoever has did it. So there's got to be something that was able to capture, because if there was no one like a Batman, Joker would never end up in Arkham. He'd always be out. So you have to establish the reason he's in Arkham is because he got beat.
He's not like a super criminal at that point at the end of the movie. The cops could have gotten him and put him and locked him away. And
he's like John Doe in 7. Like John Doe in 7 isn't super, but he's smart enough to avoid the cops.
At the end of the movie, wasn't he in Arkham already?
He ended up in Arkham, right?
Right. So you start from there. You don't have to have him escape and have Batman beat him up. He's just there and.
But I would say if this guy is as dangerous as he is, why is he in Arkham? Like, because the cops would be a Batman to establish. The only reason his asshole's in here is because Batman brought him in.
He's already there. I don't know. He's already like, why you don't have to establish anything. At the end of the movie, he's already in there. It's like, okay.
Well, because he is essentially escaping at the end of the first movie.
Right.
So
let's say, he got brought back, I guess. I mean, yeah.
Right. So he got brought back, and so
okay.
That's and like I said. It's you. They don't have to go. The Batman brought him in. You could just mention after the beating he took when they brought him in. Like you could just make it very like that, So so you allude to a beating he took that brought him in, but then you go, oh, there's only one person who would beat the shit out of the Joker to bring him in. So, but you never really mention it. It's not like on his chart is a bat symbol. Like, oh, look who was here. Like it's not that. But you have to make a small illusion of it, and then you can just go the movie from there. But that would be my take.
Fair enough. I do like the Harley Quinn angle. Like she's treating him and stuff. That could be interesting. Eventually they escape and cause mayhem. I like it. That'd be kind of cool. But I'm curious. I'm curious to see what they actually do with this. Really do. And I hope they don't stay with what worked the first time. You don't have to. It's worked on its own. People liked it.
It's gotta feel just as dark,
grimy and just so ground level.
Yeah.
And I think that's what made this movie good. So I'm very curious what they decide to do with this, but apparently it's inevitably we knew that was going to happen. We knew a sequel was coming. But that being said, I assume Joaquin's involved because I don't think they're moving forward if he says no. Right. So I think
he says no. There's no.
I mean, maybe he's going to say depending on the script, potential.
You know who I'd be surprised to see?
Who's that? That'd be interesting. I know. Oh, why not? You can bring him back, I guess, right? No, they, oh no, he's dead. He
No,
died.
he's
No, he
dead.
died.
He
Yeah,
got
you're. I'm
shot.
sorry. Yeah, I was
Right,
thinking
so
like,
I would be
yeah, no,
surprised to
I'm
see
sorry. Yeah, I
Robert
thought,
De Niro.
did he die? I'm trying to remember now. Yeah, you're right. It's
Yeah,
been
he
a while since I've
died.
seen it. Okay, that's right. He shot him. Yeah, then he's done. Bring
Yeah,
out Pacino.
that's the
I
big
know. I just
climax of the movie,
yeah, I
man.
remember
Come on.
him at the studio and the show, but yeah, you're right. He did kill him. My bad. It's been a while. I sent him way like it's
Only
been a
the
while.
only way, the only twist would be maybe when he was telling Harley about how he grew up and he was beaten by his dad. Robert De Niro plays it,
Well,
and
that's true. You can
so
play another
it's
character.
just
Yeah.
a father
Yeah.
figure that he has floating in his
Exactly. Yeah.
head.
Exactly. That's what he
Like,
envisions.
that
Oh,
would be
you could.
fun,
Yes. There you go. See, so you can still bring him back. That'll be interesting.
right? So
Okay. All
that'd
right.
be kind
So
of
yeah.
fun.
So that's
So
so we'll see. Obviously, more news to come on that. But let's focus on something which dropped, which very interesting. And that is the Halo, the full Halo trailer, because we did see a teaser, right? Which
the
this
tease,
looked good, but this one really gave us a more context to what we were shown before. We got
yeah.
to see like Master Chief in action. We wanted to see, and I gotta say, man, this one's I don't know if it's because I'm just a Halo fan, and it just so much shit that like, oh shit, the sword, and oh my god, the Covenant, and you know what's that, Orcana, what's that name, the computerized the little thing he talks to, the
Oh, the girl he talks to, like Cortana.
Cortana, there you go. So seeing all that's like just brought up so many memories. I don't know if it's I liked it because of that or because this look always really good. I
You
have
know,
no idea to be honest with you.
you know what it
Um,
made me feel like? I'll tell you what it made me feel like. Do you remember how cool those Halo Tree 3 trailers were?
right, yeah, yeah.
It made me feel like, oh, this is what those trailers were leading to. Like they were like it made me feel like I was like, this is like I got really excited too. That was yeah. Like I honestly, I kind of resigned myself to like, eventually they'll do Halo, but I'm gonna be like 60. It's like they'll get it right, and like I'll be sick. That's what I thought. And then so, but to see, I was like, all right, visually, this is pretty awesome. So
And no, it looks great. They
yeah,
put money in this,
yeah,
obviously, and you have to. There's no money, this shit doesn't work. Just because it's just too much special effects and the Covenant that looked really cool. I got a picture of it now. It looks great with that, with the alien, the little mouth or
yeah.
whatever. That looks fantastic. The sword, we saw the warthog. I mean, come on, warthog doesn't look that shit. There's a scene I
And
think
did you
he's
hear?
fighting in the with them with the sword. That shit looked really good, really good. I know the
Did
show's
you
gonna be
hear?
good, but
I think Apple just bought the Halo studio, the studio that produces Halo, the video game studio, just bought it for
Bungie,
like $1
no,
billion.
no, Bungie went to Sony.
Sony, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah,
it was
Sony,
Sony.
yeah, pretty much.
So I mean, if they're producing through Paramount right now, I would not be surprised if they pulled it eventually to do something else
It
with
depends on
Sony owning.
how contracts are written and stuff like that. A lot of these contracts that are written, they remain honored by them until the contract runs out.
Oh, I mean, yes, like the
Yeah, yeah.
Marvel, the Marvel Netflix stuff. Yeah, I
Right,
get that.
exactly. So yeah,
But I
even
wouldn't
like
be surprised if this is like because of this merger just happened, just like Marvel eventually kind of like had to pull their
eventually,
deals.
yeah.
I would not be surprised they pull their deals and bring Sony
I mean,
Halo to something else.
if this is a big hit, then they just charge more money.
Yeah,
Paramount pay us more, right? I mean, it's like Sony doesn't have a way to feature their stuff, so they're just outsourcing it, like a la
true.
Netflix or Disney Plus. So whatever. But this is good, man. I'm excited about this. I mean, it may be the nostalgia thing. I don't know. I'm just they're playing rockets. I don't know. It looks so cool. Like, man, but this could be dirt. This could be fucking dog shit. For all we know,
It could be
It could
garbage.
be fucking garbage. It really
It could be but it could be it could be a dog turd rolling glitter, like real
Right,
pretty,
yeah, it looks
but it is
nice.
complete
Yeah.
gross.
I really wish this was on Apple Plus, to be honest with you. Because Apple
Really?
Plus, yeah, Apple Plus, first, the production is top notch, right? As far as how shows look, Apple Plus is at the top as far as that goes. But they've done
Okay.
some good stuff, some good shows, and they've done science fiction. I've seen Foundation, really good show on Apple Plus, based on based on prior IP. So I think this in their hands, I would have been more comfortable with. The Paramount, I just don't know Paramount. I don't know what they're doing. Honestly, I don't.
It's NBC. Paramount's
Right, no, but
NBC, right? Oh, that's Peacock. That's
Yeah,
Peacock.
that's
My
Peacock.
bad.
Yeah,
That's
Paramount's their
Peacock.
own thing.
All
This
the
is
P's are
CBS,
getting
and they're giving us some Star Trek shit, which it's hit or miss, to be honest with you. So I don't know. I'm hoping this is great, man. This is one like I'm fine. I'll get the free trial. This is what's gonna happen. We're gonna get a free trial to Paramount Plus.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to watch this damn shit. We have no choice. Fine.
They better drop all the episodes.
Oh man,
or
if
you'll
I
be
got this
very
fucking
angry.
2 months, be pissed off paying this shit.
Oh, so upset.
but well, it can go either way because this could be dog shit. We could watch the first 3 episodes, whatever they're dropping. Say this shit sucks. I'm out. And fuck it, right? So I just don't know. I'm curious. At least it does look cool. and they put money into this.
Yeah,
They really did. It looks like it that way. So I'm excited, dude.
you needed
Yeah,
to. You could
you can do
you
it.
could
Yeah,
not
you can't half-ass.
half-ass
If
the
you were to
series.
half-ass it, I wouldn't even watch it. I honestly just you can't. And these days, you got to put money in. Oh, don't bother. So, but I'm curious. I'm sure we're gonna be, chomping at the bit to talk about this when this comes out. I think was it
Oh
March?
man,
End of March? Am I wrong in that?
like
I
let's
think
be
it's
very
end of
honest,
March.
Jose. Like 89% of our friendship is based off of Halo, so it's just it is a
This
very near
is
and dear to both
you're
our hearts.
absolutely right, and yeah, this one. That's why I want this to be good. I mean, it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
great. Let's not kid ourselves, right? This just has to be solid.
If guys, if this series sucks, this show might end.
I
I'm
really
so
want the show to be bad. I guess, but
like I thought I knew you.
but I'm like I'm my I'm holding my expectations are tapered just because again this was Apple or HBO in particular.
HBO be
Then I'll be like,
solid.
oh, okay, I'm excited, right? But Paramount, I don't know. I honestly, you got me.
And maybe, just maybe, Paramount took this on to swing for the fences and kind of let motherfuckers know, yo, we're a network. Like
You're
we
right.
got
Everybody
this.
needs a flagship show or what? Maybe I guess the Star Trek thing. The Star
I
Trek's
mean,
not bringing in the audiences
listen,
like I'm sure that they thought they would.
you look at HBO, and HBO's
Yeah,
fantastic.
absolutely.
And they've done stuff like Band of Brothers and all
Yeah,
that kind of
ton of
stuff.
shows.
But Game of Thrones changed the game for what people expected out of HBO. It just was that level. So you need one of those big swings, like AMC. AMC was good, and all that kind of stuff. But after Breaking Bad, AMC became AMC.
Oh yeah, yeah, of
You know
course,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah,
now,
that's a flagship
so
show. They had Walking Dead, and so and you got a lot of different
exactly.
shows.
So
Absolutely.
you need sometimes you got to
No,
take a show that you're going to bet everything
I
on and
get
go.
it.
This is what we
That's
bring
why,
to the
yeah, I
table.
really hope.
So
I got to look. I don't even know who's writing the right. I'm gonna check that out a little bit later because I'm curious to see who's involved behind the scenes. God, I bet I mean that Robert Rodriguez there right now. I swear. Uh,
very
oh
slow
my
moving.
gosh,
It's
so
very
some
slow
with
moving.
swords. Oh my god, the Rockets take forever to hit anybody. I don't want to say it. Give me Michael Bay. I never thought I'd say those words, but if you're gonna give me a choice, just give me Michael Bay. Whatever. I don't know what to tell you. So yeah, so let's see. Well, I'm sure we'll be talking about this extensively when this comes out. That being said, let's go move on to well. I won't even say a title what the show's supposed to be. Right now, we're calling this again Mandalorian episode 2, season
It's
2.5.
Mando. It's Book of Mando Fett.
Yeah,
Return of the Grogu.
yeah, and this episode in particular. So yeah, because listen, 2 weeks in a row. I mean, again, this is not a Book about a pet episode. It's not. I don't care what anybody says. It's not at all.
They needed to give the show a
They really
different
do.
title.
It,
It's. I look for first of all, before we crap
well, let's
on
not cry. Let's start.
on.
Let's go good. Let's stick with Mandalorian. What they gave us first.
Okay, let's take a Mandalorian. Let's take a book of Boba.
Just
All right,
fuck.
let's call it what it is. It's book, and it was a great episode. It
Yeah.
was great. It was. Listen, I don't care that Boba Fett is in this entire episode for about
10 seconds.
2.5 minutes.
Nah, no, not even.
And
Maybe a minute. Hey, he doesn't say a word.
and I, you know what? I've seen the episode twice. I don't even know for sure if he spoke in this episode.
I don't think he did. I really
I
don't
think
think
he's
he
kind
did.
of looking around a lot, and I was
Yeah.
like, so one episode you take the guy out completely. The next episode you get to be here, you don't say a goddamn word.
I know. Just
Which as sad as it is, I'm like, technically that is canon. Boba Fett didn't talk a lot, so technically
Fair
he's a
point.
man a few words.
it's a fair point.
I'm just
Can't
saying.
argue that, but
Just saying.
yeah,
But
let's focus
that
on
being
Mando,
said,
right? Let's
that being said, first of all, can we say not only how great this episode was, being continuing Din Djarin's adventure, but how amazing Luke Skywalker's face looked.
Yeah,
Like,
this
can we
was way
say,
worlds of
wow,
yeah than the last one.
that-
Right, the last time we saw him.
and all because of a YouTuber. Because if you guys don't know,
Yeah.
after that episode of season 2, season 2 Mandalorian,
Mandalorian.
when it ended and Luke Skywalker showed up, they did this de-aging technique that did not look 100%
Yeah,
okay.
it was cool shit to see, but yeah, it was off. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it was very inconsistent. And you're like, oh no, what's going on? Something about it didn't feel 100%. Still cool, not 100%. And this guy who was a YouTuber, deep fake tech guy, and he showed his version of it, and it looked better than what Disney Plus did. And Disney Plus hired him and put him to work as the head of like the facial deep fake technology. And this was his first episode. And holy crap, you want to talk about swinging for the fences? You want to talk about the Breaking Bad moment? I was like, wow, it
looked really good.
Amazing. And like I was so impressed.
In the first one, which happens a lot, you hide it with dark lighting and stuff. But this was all outdoors, bright lights. So and it looked really good. There's a couple of times you can tell, but whatever. It's just nitpicking. But overall, it looked really cool. It was awesome to see Luke
compared to the first time.
No, yeah, it was night and day. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And you know what? What I liked about it is that it looked like Mark Hamill, but there was a little bit that looked off. And what I liked about it is that essentially, isn't that what George Lucas pays for? Is for the likeness of the character, not exactly the perfect look. I mean, so that is like 98% Mark Hamill. Yeah. Like it is that close, and I'm okay with that because it looked natural. Which is why I've said, because I'm one of those guys on the internet, like Sebastian Stan should be Luke Skywalker. Like, I'm sorry, but he should. He looks like Mark Hamill.
Yeah, you could cast him. I think most people will be okay with it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so if this ever gets too expensive, or Lord forbid, when the Force calls Mark Hamill onto the great beyond, fucking get Stan in there, please. But until then, keep Mark Hamill in, because
it was really cool. And obviously, we got to see Grogu back. Baby Yoda comes back in the train. Stuff I thought we were gonna see in part 2. Even I think we talked last week where and Mando says, "Oh, I got to do one more thing." I thought that was gonna be like, okay, they'll show us later, and then he's just gonna show up. So I was surprised to see. Right. Oh, okay, we're doing this now. Okay.
Look, this series did everything now. They brought Ahsoka Tano back. I was like, holy crap. Super excited. You got to see the beginnings of building of the Jedi Temple that eventually destroyed by Kylo Ren. You saw that there. I was like, this is so cool. And then they went and they showed that even though Mando was right there, he chose not to see Grogu because he was trying to respect the Jedi ways. I thought that was like, you want to talk about like, that dude never shows any emotion except for that time he took off the helmet to tell Grogu goodbye. And this was the second most emotional time. He's like, but I'm right here. Like I was like, yeah, man. Oh, what do you do? Like I felt his pain. And mind you, in that one subtle delivery with a mask on, I felt more compassion than I felt for Boba Fett in like 5 episodes when he had the mask off.
4 episodes, because the last 2 have been Mando. No, but yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't know if Ahsoka was needed in this episode, but it threw her in there, fine, whatever. Not a fan service. But we gotta.
Give me fan service. Come on, I want all the fan service.
I mean, too much. Sometimes it's just too much fan service. I'm not saying this one did it, but Ahsoka was fan service. You don't need her. But I'm just saying it's necessary. But they threw in there, fine. I get it.
I like that they established that they knew each other. There wasn't a major. It was just like, I'll see you later. Yeah, good to see you.
She was there. She was there for exposition dump. That's fine. Whatever. It is. But again.
Yeah, but that's cool because now you have that relationship established. So when you do the Ahsoka Tano series, now you can bring Luke in. So it makes sense.
It would have made sense either way. We got.
Hey, but you save time. You save time. You already established there.
Just to say, hey, what's going on? How you been? Good. There. 5 seconds.
Or you wanted to.
Hey, Luke, what's up? Get a little hug, hug ass out. That would work just fine. We got to see, Timothy Oliphant character, I forgot his name, came back. The cop. And for you, it's actually with Josh Duhamel, not Elephant. Sorry.
You made the mistake.
You made the mistake. I knew it was Timothy Oliphant. But he came back, and I was cool seeing Cad Bane. He was cool.
Dude. Cad Bane, I literally, I was watching in my bed and I just stood up going, no.
I didn't expect that. That was cool.
Oh, yes. And it was done. Here's the thing. You keep talking about like too much fan service. I think fan service for people who don't understand what the fans want, yes. But fan service because people know what makes these characters great, so it gives them what the characters want.
Well, yes. This one makes sense because it's built into the story. Like if you couldn't tell this part of the story without Cad Bane, you could have told the story without Ahsoka. You really could have. So that's why I think that's kind of the difference. I mean, I was fine with Ahsoka. I'm just saying you didn't need her. I'm just saying didn't want to see her.
And by the way, for the viewers who don't know Cad Bane is a bounty hunter. He is the most
Yeah.
OGest of badass bounty. He was around during the Clone Wars. He gave Anakin and Obi-Wan a hard
Yeah.
time. Like he got the drop on them sometimes. That's how good
Yeah.
this dude is. This dude is the bounty hunter who taught Boba Fett how to be a
Yeah,
bounty
that's right.
hunter.
Yeah.
That's the Bad Batch. He also went head to head with Fennec Shan.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh man, you got the Book of Boba with Fennec Shan, and you had to bring Cad Bane.
No,
Like, you
yeah, it
had
makes sense.
to.
When I saw him, like, oh, right. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was a really cool scene. That
Yeah,
was a
so
cool scene. And listen, obviously, it's all set up. We know it's going to go back to Book of Boba, I guess. It's more like an R-star.
by tomorrow it
I
has
mean,
to,
well, it's
right?
one more episode left, so yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if it doesn't, that'd be incredibly strange.
I hope they keep the cinematography quality that the last two episodes have been at,
I don't know who's
because
directing that episode, but
well, Dave Filoni directed this
right.
episode, so I mean, like that's how
Oh my
why
god! If I
this
see
has
Robert,
been
if I see
great.
Robert
So,
Rodriguez's name, I swear, oh my god, this is gonna be it.
no, here's what I'm trying to say is this: if you watch the Robert Rodriguez episode from Mandalorian, it looks great. Get me that visual greatness. I did not realize that there was a quality upgrade in episodes until I went back to watch the first couple episodes and go, yeah, there's a downgrade in quality. And were they saving their budget to end big on this level? I don't know. But don't be inconsistent. Don't be better at the end than you were at the beginning, because now you're bringing all the people that we learned to care about instead of the person that we always expected to care about. Like, that's not how it should be all equal footing. So bring the show back to the level that we're seeing now. Like, if there's a Book of Boba season 2, it has to be this level. Like, no more 1 through 4. It's got to be 5 and 6. That's
No,
the quality
and I
we
hope
want.
it does, and I'm sure it is. I mean, it won't save the series as a whole. It's just a weird series, but listen, at the end, Grogu makes his Thanos choice, right? Lightsaber of the man.
Yeah.
So you know what he's gonna choose. He's gonna show up. We know he's showing up.
By the way, if you don't know, Luke Skywalker presented with a choice. He showed him Yoda's lightsaber, which is shocking because, as a comic book Star Wars nerd, Vader supposedly destroyed Yoda's lightsaber in the comics, if I'm not mistaken. So I don't know if he rebuilt it or if he found another one. People sometimes do spares, whatever. Or he gave the chainmail that Mando came to give him, and he's like, you could pick one or the other, but if you pick the chainmail, then you can't be in the school. So I don't know about you, but I don't think Grogu's going to do a Thanos choice. I think Grogu's going to treat this like an all-you-can-eat buffet. He's going to choose the lightsaber. He's going to be training, and then he's going to sneak out, grab the chainmail, and head back to Mando. That's what I think.
Get both. I mean, yeah, he's
think.
leaving, so which is interesting.
I want him to do the lightsaber
No, I would
and
love
the
that
chainmail.
too.
I'm
I
a
would love that
greedy
too,
nerd.
Yeah,
I want both.
I mean, I doubt to do that, but it'd be great if it does. We're gonna see, Oliphant's character coming back. He's still alive, obviously. So this is gonna be like an endgame kind of moment, right? So again, it won't be a Book of Boba Fett show. It's not. The Book of Boba Fett ended 2 episodes ago. Let's just make that perfectly clear.
That's true. But listen. I don't want to brag, but I did predict after episode 4, no more flashbacks.
No more anything really. It's like always a really totally different show.
It. Put that one in the books, Jose. Checkmark Eric.
It's gotta be
nails
such
it.
A disappointing show, and for Boba Fett fans, I'm saying, right? Because I mean,
for Boba Fett fans, yes, I could see. If you're just want Star Wars, this is a great Star right now.
I think it's gonna end
great
well. It's gonna be exciting. Everyone's gonna come back. Although, I just don't know. Because listen, the other problem was. This should have been 8, 9, 10 episodes. It really should have been, because I think the enemy. Who cares? We don't know anything about them. Who gives a shit? It's like they're gonna fight them.
Do you think?
It's like this is watching like an NBA All-Star game where you're just doing a lot of cool shit and we don't give a fuck. This is what this is. It's gonna look great, but just no weight behind it. Because I don't know.
Do you think that this is what the Rangers of the Galaxy was going to be before Gina Carano messed up and left? Like,
I don't think
so.
They just
I
don't think that
they pivoted it because now you're getting all these people teaming up. Like I said, like an end gamey kind of feel. So to me, it's like, was this what the Rangers of the Galaxy was supposed to be, or the Rangers of the Republic was supposed to be? Because kind of feels like, unless you want to have multiple types of end games, But I mean, so I'm just saying it might be something. I don't know. I kind of get a little feeling like they took parts of it and said, now this becomes Book of Boba.
I don't know. Obviously, they didn't have a plan for this. for Book of Bubba. There was no plan.
I feel like there was like 3 different series that didn't work out, and they just merged it into
the way they
Boba.
started is just not working. Okay, we gotta change gears. Just get Mando. I don't know, because they shouldn't this character. This is a show that a lot of people have been waiting for, right? Boba Fett, the legend of Boba Fett, right? And this is what they gave us. Okay, it's
listen. Right now, I'm really enjoying the series, even though I'm not watching the series.
Right, exactly. It's
the series that I was supposed to be watching is not happening. That being said, I
like the last episode, but it's just so weird when you think about Boba Fett. It's just so weird. What a weird show. If it's gonna end well, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be entertaining. It's just but the weight won't be there. The stakes won't be there because we don't know what the fuck is going on. It's gonna be a lot of cool shit, fighting, and here comes Yoda in the end, or Baby Yoda Grogu, and this guy, all the fans shows up. Fennec's gonna fight, Cad Bane, I'm sure. That's gonna be cool shit. So, whatever. Yeah. It's gonna end fun, but at the end of the day,
Fennec is gonna fight Cad Bane, and then Boba Fett's gonna outthink him.
Well, I hope. The only concern with the finale is that Boba Fett, not that he hasn't already, but they're gonna shove him to the side. Really too. I think everyone else is gonna have their moment, but him. Mando's gonna do his thing. Fennec's gonna do her thing. Was it the guard? What's it the Wookiee? Who'll do his thing, and
Black Chrysanthemum.
Yeah, he's doing his thing. Grogu's gonna come in, and I think Boba Fett is gonna be there.
I just wish
fighting the robot in the kitchen. That's all you can do.
If this is what's gonna happen, everyone's gonna have a star moment. I wish they would create it, which is what you're saying. A coterie of villains for them to have been able to go up against.
Exactly.
Because that would have been a really cool sort of dynamic of like the team of assassins that are going into
people with the spy. Who are these guys? It's something we don't know anything. There's going to be a bunch of soldiers. And he's going to kick their ass in the cannon fodder, right? We got Cad Bane. We know Cad Bane, but that's it. Okay. What? So
I wish they would have invested in at least 2 more villains.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, something built that up. So, here comes, it's Boba Fett versus whoever that villain may have been, and they have their moment. I don't know.
Because even in this episode, that whole scene where the Pikes go into the casino and blow it up, that was right out of every favorite gangster movie I've ever seen. Of course, yeah. So when you have stuff like that, it would have been great if you saw the guy who said do it, put in the order. I'm gonna saying, you needed that head honcho, and maybe they did a thing where that one guy who told him that we have a deal with the biker gang, so you got to go settle it. Maybe he's the main boss, maybe, but we only saw him one time.
That's what I'm saying. Nothing just.
So I see your point. They should
have 2 more episodes. I thought if there was 9 episodes, or there was 1 to set up that, even if it's just 1 to set up the villain, fine. And build it up, and then come strong with the finish. Yeah, here it comes. Then you get that Avengers moment, right? Because it's been built up. It's earned, right? This one's just going to feel forced, right?
The only way you could shorthand that is if the head bad guys are someone established in the Star Wars canon. So they're going to use the notoriety as a shorthand, which is not good storytelling.
It's bad storytelling. I guess it won't save it, but I guess make it more palatable. But ultimately, that's what I'm saying. It's just odd. Who we're fighting? We don't even know who we're fighting. Okay, it's just that's what I'm saying. It's just a weird decision. It's just what a weird show.
Yeah, I see.
It's just an odd show. It's going to be entertaining. It's just I think it's going to be odd, and I don't know. Just whatever. Bring it on. We'll have fun with it. I hope they don't screw this up. That's all I'm saying. Don't fuck up the fuck up the end.
Stick the landing.
I think it's gonna be entertaining. I think it's gonna be crazy, cool action. I really do.
If the last episode is good as these 2 episodes, I'm in.
Yeah, I'm fine. Exactly. Just make it like that. I'm sure it is. And then I can do all this build up and give us nonsense. They better not do that. Be even worse. It's got to be a payoff to what we see here to Mandalorian, because otherwise it's nonsense. But that being said, let's move on to a show which has been more consistent.
Yes, only because it's still the show that started out.
They didn't give us, but
it didn't become the Vigilante
Dead Shot or some shit, or whatever his name is, or
watching.
It's not the Harley Quinn, variety hour. It's been Peacemaker Day 1. It's Peacemaker Day episode 6. So let's get into this. Because this I love this show.
To be fair, if Idris Elba showed up, it would become the Bloodsport show.
It may be, but he's not. He's not there. That's the point. He's not sure. So whatever. He could show up in the end. Okay, cool. I'm totally fine with that. But listen, no, this is again another great episode. This show
Dude,
it's hitting out of the park.
like
It really is.
we talked about this when we saw the White Dragon's armor. I told you they better make this asshole wear it. They better get it. And so seeing him get him mounted up, I was like, that's so cool. Like I loved all of that. Seeing that there's a room full of violent, vicious rednecks, and there's one bald, skin-headed girl who's banging the White Dragon. I was like, that is a very well-taught group of men. Like, listen, when I take care of this is mine. All you say here, none of you get to. We're not animals. We're murderous, raping, horrible human beings, but we're not animals.
There's a discipline to this. But no, that would. I mean, obviously, well, they're gonna see. Well, I think probably see him next episode. Like, you know, he's gonna fight Peacemaker at some point, probably to the end.
Absolutely.
At the end, but that's what's been building up. Unlike Boba Fett, we see the face of the anti-hero is gonna be going against Peacemaker. We're gonna see that they're gonna clash. We know that
not the anti-hero, the antagonist.
The antagonist. Antagonist. Apologies. They're gonna go at it. It's gonna get some kind of resolution. All these angst that John Cena had.
And like just like the way you build drama in the show, like you make like Peacemaker finally felt like he has a group of friends, and this next episode, everyone is literally keeping a secret from him that he knows. No one's telling him what's going on, and no one's like that's sort of like I thought I trusted you guys, and the big flip on the fact that Peacemaker's dad gets out of the White Dragon, gets let out of jail. And the cops go after Peacemaker, and he has to escape. And while escaping, the alien butterfly that he's been keeping as a pet and getting stoned with, true story, escapes and goes into the mouth of the lead detective who's going after him and takes over her body. Like, all that. I was like, man, this is so, like, everything makes sense and also came completely unexpected all the same time.
Yeah, like this show does a good job of keeping your toes and giving you something you didn't expect. Right? In grand scheme of things, you're gonna figure some stuff out. That's fine. But the way it's been going, like even last episode where whatever the head of the team was Butterfly, whatever, we thought, okay, is he?
When Murph found out.
Yeah, Murph, right? He's a villain, obviously, but he's not. So they kind of subvert that expectation. You know, even with the cop becoming one of the butterflies, and that was cool. She called in the, all the butterflies. That was a great scene when they're coming. They're going to the police station. That was awesome.
So good.
And the police force, and the prisoners infected. Yeah, and the prisoners. You just didn't see that kind of stuff coming.
And by the way, you want to talk about being a master at laying a breadcrumb that becomes a creepy and funny moment in the series is when the lead detective, the Asian cop, I think it was Soap or Sophie, but they call her Soap. Yeah. She's been taken over by the butterfly, and she's trying to give some last reassuring words to her partner, and she's like, and she tries to smile, and it comes off all weird and creepy, and she's like, no one realizes that everyone's face smells completely different. You have to learn a whole other set of muscles every time, and after the police force and the prisoners have been taken over by butterflies, they all are trying to smile, but it's all these very uncomfortable, weird smiles walking down the hall. I was like, oh, what a brilliant callback. It is so funny and completely off-putting all at the same time. That is master storytelling there. I love it.
And I like the unexpected. It surprised me. Oh, I like what's going on here. That was really cool. There was at the scene which is funny because this John Cena actually does play the piano. I didn't know that. I read about it afterwards, but the scene he was playing the piano.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's actually him. I heard he does like cover songs on YouTube or some shit, whatever, something like that. But yeah, he plays the piano with his big fat sausage fingers apparently. That was a cool scene. Little again going back to little Motley Crue. I'm loving it.
Hey, listen, I don't know about you, but I was mouthing the words. On my way.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is it. I was thinking they're gonna kick him with some words, like John Cena gonna sing here, which would have been kind of funny. But that was super cool. I mean, I think this works in this show, man. I'm telling you, God.
And big shout outs to Eagly.
Easy, thank you. Yes.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Yes.
Hard fucking core. Yeah. This bird is.
Yeah. Holy shit. Damn. I was like, oh shit. Finally get some Eagly action. We haven't really seen Eagly do anything but fly around.
It took an eye out.
I was fucking him up. I was like, fuck, I love it. That was cool. That was. It's just
That was
I just
great.
yeah,
Yeah, I
it
loved
hit.
all
Everything's
that.
hitting, man. It really is. I mean, was two left. What a shame.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious.
Well, technically it's three because you have 6, 7, and 8.
But this was 5 or 6.
This is 5.
This is 5. No, I thought this was 6. This was 6. There's two.
It was
Yeah,
6.
yeah.
Oh, then you're right.
There's
It's
two.
only
Yeah,
so
there's
my
two
bad.
weeks left.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So we got two left. So I just and like I said, I'm not sure I know what to expect, to be honest with you, which is great, right? We know
I'll
we
tell
know
you
we're
what
gonna
I
see
did
obviously,
expect.
the fight between Peacemaker and his dad, but
Sure. I mean, that's clearly
yeah,
leading to
duh, we
that.
know that. But I'm saying the
And
scope of the show.
and just like and just like we talked about before, James Gunn does not introduce something that's not used to later effect. So just remember where Vigilante said that armor's got weak
Yeah,
spots
yeah,
because that's going to
of
come into
course.
effect because now he's in the armor. You know it's going to like. I'm super excited
No,
about
that's gonna
that.
be very, very interesting. That's gonna be his moment, right? And I don't think I said it for next week or the end. I would assume the end. I don't know. Um, it's inevitably coming at some point, but it's just so good, man. It's just show it hits, man.
Now, have you heard about the last episode?
No, I haven't heard. There's something that someone sent. I want to stay totally free.
James, it's not a
Okay.
spoiler, but here's the thing: James Gunn has said that the 8th episode is a game changer.
Okay.
It's his favorite episode, and it's the episode that's gonna blow your minds. And Steve Agee, who plays Economist on the show, he was being interviewed, and they're like, "Hey, have you heard about the last episode?" He's like, "Funny story. I just finished recording a few weeks ago, doing ADR for the last episode. So I asked the sound guys, hey, can you just let the rest of the episode play? I just want to see what it looks like." And they're like, "No, we can't." He's like, "Guys, I was on the show. I filmed it. I just want to see what it looks like with all the posts." And he goes, "No, there's other people in the studio who have not seen it, and we legally can't show that to them. So we can't do it." And I was like, "Oh my God."
I think it's because this thing's building up to something
I'm
really
really
cool.
excited.
I'm kind of curious what he meant by that. But I'm all in, obviously. And like I said, we never got that dip, right? We talked about it. Oh, first 3 episodes are great. You know, want to get Titan here. We didn't get Titan. Yeah, episode 4 was good, solid, but then it's going back up again. I think this is.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, if you're gonna have 8 episodes, it makes sense that you kind of divot a little bit when it's just really just information. Like it's all the dialogue.
Yeah, because even that episode wasn't the best, but it was
And then you build up back up again, and it's been and you know the crazy thing is this second build up feels nothing like the first build up. It's own build up because the first one. You know, I think we described it as a house party in a Corvette doing 90 miles an hour, getting drunk and giving everyone the finger. And now this one is now established characters building the tension to its climax, and it feels completely different yet totally similar. I'm really excited. Yeah. I mean, this series, like, cancel Titans and get all that money and give everyone the money you were to pay them anyway. With Titans money, so maybe an extra $1.50, maybe. And you're like, now go make Peacemaker 2 or whatever else you want to do.
I really hope they greenlit. I mean, I don't know how the ending's gonna be, like some definitive open ended. I don't know, but if it's gonna be open ended, goddamn it, they better fucking give us a second season.
Yeah, man, don't do open ended if we're not gonna get a season.
Really be very exciting to see that, just from a personal level. But yeah, maybe they don't know the waiting. I get it, but. Man, or you just finish a story. You can leave open-ended for something new that may occur. That's fine. But finish this story, right? At least complete it as best you can. Don't leave it open. Like that would just be like the fucking words. And they say, "Oh, we're not gonna do another motherfucker."
Yeah, close the door on this and open one door for the next thing. But don't leave us hanging.
That's my only fear. I mean, I trust James Gunn. I really do.
I mean, he is not swayed us wrong at all since Suicide Squad. No, right.
So listen, I'm in. We're all in.
I'm in.
It's been really good, and I hope. And like I said, the show's been getting a lot of attention, and that's great. That's good for us to hear because the more it gets, the more second season is, pending it.
And maybe this could be a sign for all major comic book companies and streaming services. As cool as it is to have your big bads, like your Spider-Mans and your Batmans. Take a chance on a small CD level character.
I think we're both doing it. Moon Knight's not a big character, so we've seen that.
No, but Moon Knight is a bigger character than Peacemaker.
Peacemaker is, but that's
right.
Like overall the casual fan that don't know what the fuck Moon Knight is or Miss Marvel. Not Captain Miss Marvel. they don't know.
Right, Miss
Right,
Marvel
it's
is
a
a risky
small one.
character.
Right.
So was Guardians of the Galaxy.
Exactly.
Guardians
So
of
that's
the
the
Galaxy
book.
was
Yeah, and it seems
huge.
like
Yeah,
DC's, taking that same route. Blue Beetle, this,
yeah,
Batgirl's a big character, but what? It's a small. I mean, small character in comparison to the grand scheme of things. We're seeing
right.
that. So yeah,
But
and yeah,
that really, I
that's a
think
that's
that
a good
those
way to go.
characters give you
Yeah,
so much
yeah,
leeway,
yeah,
and you get to reinterpret or overemphasize what makes
yeah.
them great. That it's just one of those things. I
And
mean,
yeah,
Peacemaker was never as batshit crazy as they made him in the Suicide Squad. So they're almost like sort of backtracking into where he is in the comics. But also, I really like what they made him into because he's not like the comic book
no,
character
yeah,
at all. So
take your creative liberties.
have a lot
Yeah,
more
absolutely,
fun
and
with
all
it.
these characters. So
Yeah.
it's good to see, and I think it's good for DC to take this direction. It really is. Now we got
Yeah. You want to
James
stand
Gunn.
out. You want to
This
stand
way you
out.
stand out, right? Adult, just balls to the wall. This is Peacemaker is the anti-Marvel.
Yeah,
This is exactly
absolutely.
what this is,
Like,
in every which
and
way you can
mind you,
think of.
you still have your Shazams and your Aquamans
Yeah,
and your
of
Wonder Womans,
course you have to
but
have
like
that. Well, you
this
got to
stuff
have
over
that,
here,
obviously. But yeah,
this is the stuff that
yeah,
that fills out the cracks and goes, look, it's a whole other thing we can do, and it makes it
right.
so much more fun. And well, like
Exactly.
this
And
to
it's all
me,
in the same universe. It's still part of the same
yeah,
universe. It may not be connected like Marvel is, but the same world. They mentioned Batman. They mentioned with the kids. Oh, yeah, have you met Wonder Woman
yeah.
or whatever in the beginning scene? So it's there. It's in that world. Yeah.
I from across the room.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Oh, that's so good.
That was a great little opening. But yeah, so it's exciting. This. Hopefully, I hope I just ended well. Like anything, James Gunn, we trust you. I have no doubt. It's just gonna be fine. I'm not even gonna sweat them. Like it's gonna be fine.
Listen,
It's gonna be good.
he has not led you wrong
No,
for 5 episodes.
no,
What is he gonna do?
6.
Do it for 6 episodes and then drop the balls and go,
I know, hope
fucking
not. Yeah,
Titans.
and he
No,
actually
it's not.
he
No,
went back to
it's
directing.
not.
I think he's doing directing the last. He directed this one. I think he's doing 5 total. So I think the next one's not him, and it ends with him, if I'm not mistaken.
It makes sense.
Yeah, he did.
It's got
Yeah,
it's got
he
to
did
end with him.
Yeah, he did the first 2.
Yeah.
This is the third one. Actually, no. So he's got 2 left. So maybe no. Actually, I'm sorry. I think he might do both of them because I heard he was doing 5.
Okay,
So,
5 out of 7. I think.
Yeah.
I think he's only done 3.
He's
so
done 3
he's
so
probably
far.
has 2
Right.
more.
Just 2 left, so he does the last 2. That's something.
Perfect.
If nothing else, at least the last one. Yeah. So great. So yeah, dude. So kudos to all of us. Great show. Can't wait till next week. And that being said, those are the nuggets. That is the show for today.
Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you, all your followings. Thank you so much for following us on social media. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. That helps us out tremendously. So me and Jose don't have to do our day jobs anymore. We can just do more of this kind of stuff here. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Nerdsplaining Pod on Instagram, at Nerdsplaining _ on Twitter. Let us know what you like, what you didn't like, what we should cover, what we should talk about next, what you thought about the opinions we said. We appreciate all that. Don't forget to check out all the original audio episodes on ericdasilva.com. That's my comedy website. Also, don't forget to buy my album, Adorably Offensive. This show, I've gotten so many people buying my album now because of the show. I thank all you guys so much. Keep that going. Buy it for yourself. Buy it for your family member. Buy it for somebody you hate. It's great for people. Just anyone who's alive that you like or don't love. It's a wonderful gift for everybody. It strikes all the nerves. And guys, don't forget as well, you check out this show and many of the shows on the Latin Nerd Network. You can see stuff like the watch list where Jose and Chewy talk about all the new shows coming, which you should watch. And of course, we have Thanos' Choice, where we talk about what IPs deserve to survive and what other IPs must be eliminated. So only the best version of a thing survives in a universe. Check those out as well. And of course, don't forget to keep watching Nerdsplaining, where we talk about all the nerd stuff that comes out every week. Give us our predictions, our hot takes, our disagreements on what is out there, what is good, what is bad, and what should be done. Guys, as always, I am Eric Da Silva. This is Jose Romero. We have been Nerdsplaining. And if you don't know, now you know. Peace.